Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Have you ever felt that pull, towards someone who's maybe a little bit dangerous,
Mm,
someone who's not, your typical uh good guy,
yeah.
someone a little bit mysterious?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's something fascinating about that allure of the forbidden, that kind of a connection that defies the norms, that makes you question things.
Yeah, and I think fiction really lets us explore that in a way that's safe, you know.
Absolutely.
We can kind of delve into those desires and those curiosities without actually having to put ourselves at risk.
Exactly. And it allows us to kind of analyze and understand those impulses, those desires in a way that we might not feel comfortable doing in real life.
Yeah, and today we are diving deep into a novel that really gets this, and I mean, right from the dedication, when it says, for the girlies who wish they could order morally gray men with toucher and die vibes from Amazon, this one is for you.
Mm.
We knew we were in for something different.
Yeah. That's quite a statement right off the bat.
It is. So we're talking about a work of fiction today.
Okay.
A novel that really kind of plunges into those complicated desires and if you're enjoying this deep dive so far, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button
Yes, to
so
the
you don't miss our future explorations.
always good advice.
Okay, so the book we are going to be dissecting today is Dirty Delivery by Tova Rahel. And we'll put a link to that in the description if you want to check it out.
Sounds intriguing.
It is. It is. Now, this is not your typical light read.
Yeah.
We're navigating some pretty intense themes here. We're talking unexpected connections, concealed lives, and a whole lot of intrigue.
Okay, so buckle up, folks.
Yeah. The author also gives a pretty comprehensive list of trigger warnings right at the beginning, and I think it's worth mentioning those up front, just so everyone's aware.
Yeah, that's always a good idea,
Yeah,
especially with a book that sounds like it's going to delve into some darker territory.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we're talking graphic language, attempted sexual assault, accidental death, and then there's some pretty detailed accounts of murder and torture,
Ooh.
kidnapping, sexually explicit discussions and scenes, including BDSM and anal play.
Okay, so definitely not for the faint of heart.
No, not at all. Stalking death of a parent car chase. I mean, that's a pretty intense ride.
I'm getting the sense this is not a book you just kind of casually pick up for a relaxing evening.
Definitely not. So with that in mind, let's dive into the story.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so our main character is Savannah Fields, and her life is pretty much all about routine.
Okay.
Very predictable, very structured.
I know some people who are like that, they thrive on that kind of predictability.
And then she has her friend Sarah, who is just this whirlwind of chaos.
Oh, the opposite.
Yeah, and Sarah, in all her well-meaning chaos, decides to shake things up a bit and sign Savannah up for this monthly subscription box of adult toys
Oh my
from a
God.
company called Boudoir Bliss.
Boudoir Bliss. I love it.
It's like Sarah's way of, trying to inject some spontaneity into Savannah's life.
Yeah, I can see that. It's that friend who's always pushing you a little bit outside of your comfort zone.
Exactly. And so, like clockwork, every month at precisely 7 p.m., the doorbell rings. And Savannah knows exactly who it is. It's Rylan Doyle, the delivery driver. And he always has this, smirk.
Ooh, a smirk already. I'm intrigued.
Right. And Savannah can't help but notice him. I mean, he's got this light brown hair that always seems a little bit tousled.
Okay.
These piercing green eyes that just hold this constant amusement.
He sounds like trouble.
But it's his tattoos that really, seize her attention.
The tattoos, huh? What are they like?
They're these swirling designs that cover his hands and forearms. And she just describes this magnetic force toward
I
them.
can see that tattoos can definitely have that effect. They're like a window into someone's personality or their story.
Totally. And there's this awkward dance that happens during every delivery because Rylan will always manage to slip in some kind of suggestive remark about the discreetly labeled Boudoir Bliss box.
Oh, he knows exactly what's in there.
Of course, and Savannah's just mortified.
That's hilarious.
There's this one point where he leans against the doorframe and he's like, "So what you got this month? Anything good, I could maybe provide a quality control assessment."
He's so bold.
Oh, totally. And Savannah, of course, is like, "My personal preferences are none of your business, thank you very much." And she retreats inside all flustered.
I can just picture it.
But
Ready?
despite all this, maybe even because of it, she finds herself internally labeling him, stupid tattoos, stupid smirk, stupid Rylan.
It's like she's trying to downplay his effect on her.
I think so, yeah.
Because if she acknowledged it, then that would be admitting that he's getting under her skin a little bit.
Exactly. Now let's switch gears and look at it from Rylan's perspective.
Okay.
He actually finds Savannah this uptight, sharp-tongued woman to be the highlight of his delivery route.
Really?
Yeah, he thinks she's hilarious.
So he's into her.
I think so. And he's totally aware of the boudoir bliss deliveries. I mean, it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
exactly subtle.
He's right.
And he's very amused by her attempts at maintaining this, like, air of secrecy.
He's probably enjoying the game of it all.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And he notices her looking at his tattoos.
Interesting.
And he even acknowledges this, like, unspoken game that they've been playing. He calls it unspoken and addictive.
Ooh, that word addictive. That's suggestive.
Right. It's definitely more than just a delivery for him. He even says, deep down, I know it's more than that, and he genuinely looks forward to seeing her every month.
It's like this little spark of excitement in his otherwise mundane routine.
Totally. So we have this, like, intriguing and prickly exchange going on, right? But then the story throws us a curveball.
Oh, what happens?
We get this glimpse into Rylan's life beyond package delivery, and it's not what you'd expect.
What do you mean?
Well, there's this conversation he has with someone named Tatikas, and it very strongly suggests that he's connected to the Irish mob.
Wow. Okay, so there's a whole other side to him that we haven't seen yet.
Exactly. And meanwhile, Savannah is, dipping her toes into the world of dating apps.
Okay.
She meets this guy she nicknames Tinder Guy, and they make plans for a date.
So she's got her own little romantic intrigue going on.
Yeah. But it's so ordinary compared to what's happening in Rylan's world.
Right. It's like a stark contrast.
And then there's this mention of a sensitive delivery that Rylan has to make.
What's so sensitive about it?
We don't know the details yet, but it's clear that it's weighing on him.
So something that's making him uncomfortable.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
And this unease, it starts to morph into this concern for Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
He finds himself driving past her house every night.
Really?
Yeah. He says he's looking out for her because of his family's background.
That sounds a little ominous.
It is. It hints at some past experiences and this protective instinct he has.
Makes you wonder what he's seen or been through.
Right. And then things get even more intense.
What happens?
Rylan notices a brand new Maserati parked in Savannah's driveway.
Ooh, a Maserati. That's fancy.
It is. And it doesn't exactly fit in with the rest of the neighborhood.
So it's out of place.
Totally.
Yeah.
And immediately his suspicion flares up. He wants to run the plates, but they're still temporary paper plates from the dealership, so there's no way to trace them.
So he can't figure out who it belongs to.
Nope. And it just adds to his unease. He has this gut feeling that something's not right.
So what does he do?
He ends up going to Savannah's house because he just can't shake this feeling that something's off.
Oh, no.
And as he's approaching her porch, he hears this muffled crash from inside the house.
Oh, God.
And then a choked sob.
That's terrifying.
I know. And Rylan just panics. He tries to get inside, but the door is locked.
Oh, no. What does he do?
He frantically searches for a spare key. His mind is racing.
He has to get in there.
He finally finds the key and gets inside. And what he sees is horrifying.
What is it?
There's a dead man lying on the floor.
Oh, my God.
And the detail that really gets me is that the murder weapon is this marble French bulldog statue.
A French bulldog statue.
That's so bizarre.
It's so creepy, right? Like this everyday object turned into something violent.
That's chilling.
And you can tell that Rylan is struggling with what to do. He's no stranger to violence, given his family's business.
Right. But he also has these feelings for Savannah. He doesn't even know how to define them. He says, care about, am drawn to, can't stop thinking about.
He's clearly conflicted.
Totally. And then the story shifts to Savannah's perspective.
Okay.
She wakes up and she's in Rylan's house, wearing his clothes.
Whoa, what?
She's completely disoriented and terrified. She has no idea where she is.
That's a terrifying situation to wake up to.
And Rylan just kind of casually explains that she passed out after everything and that he found a dead guy on her floor.
Casually, just like that.
Yeah, like it's no big deal, which is kind of disturbing in itself.
It speaks volumes about his background.
Totally. And Savannah, being Savannah, she picks up on the inconsistencies right away.
Yeah, what does she say?
She's like, wait, how can a delivery driver afford a house like this?
Good question.
Right? And Rylan just gives this vague answer about needing to stay under the radar.
That's suspicious.
And then there's this phone call that Rylan has with Declan, and we get a glimpse into Rylan's thoughts. And it's clear that Savannah has been swept into something way bigger than she realizes. Yeah. And it's all because of who might have been in her house that night.
That's a huge cliffhanger.
It is. So here we are, two very different worlds colliding.
Totally.
We have Savannah, who's used to routine and predictability.
Right.
And then we have Rylan with this hidden, dangerous life.
And they're both drawn to each other despite the danger.
Exactly. And it all started with these seemingly harmless deliveries.
It really makes you think about how appearances can be deceiving.
Yeah, like how much do we really know about the people we interact with every day?
And how often do we overlook those little red flags?
Totally.
Yeah.
So that's our deep dive into the beginning of dirty delivery.
That was intense.
I know, right? What surprised you the most about all of this?
I think it's the contrast between Savannah's ordinary life and the sudden violence that erupts.
Yeah, it's a really stark juxtaposition.
And it makes you wonder how she's going to handle all of this.
No, I can't wait to find out.
Me neither.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. What are your predictions?
What do you think is going to happen next?
Leave a comment below and let us know.
And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.
And share this with anyone who loves a good mystery with a dash of danger.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.